am Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we are having a great day at the Desert Botanical Gardens in Phoenix, Arizona. This is one of the most beautiful desert gardens I think I've ever seen. And we're anxious to show it to you too, so come along.
Thanks.
Now this is a little map of the different trails through the desert garden, and the gardens are just absolutely amazing. They've done a beautiful job. This is just as you get to the property as you're going in, and you see these Chihuly glass back here in their outdoor display. It's just so striking.
Yeah, the sun was just hitting those so cool, and it only lasted for a couple seconds before it moved on.
Now that we're in the garden, one of the things I think they do so nicely here is it's seamless between the garden grounds and the environment around it. So here you'll see the mountains off in the distance. It just all blends together so nice.
It really is beautiful. They have nice maps all around, and I did hear some guy say, "How do they know where we are?"
Yeah, that's that amazing GPS that they paint on there. It says you are here.
I know.
We saw a lot of things other than the plants too. The bees were out in full force.
They're so fun to photograph.
The trails are all nice, easy to navigate, but they do kind of look like you're out on the trails.
Yes.
And there's so many different varieties that you see.
There are little signs that'll tell you what they are now and then. But they don't overwhelm the look.
Mm-hmm. Again, more nature. You see anything red, you're bound to see hummingbirds there. And even if you look carefully on these big tall cactuses, you start to see that they're not just cactuses, but they're homes for a lot of these different creatures.
Absolutely.
Now each section is named in honor of somebody in the community, I would imagine.
It takes a lot of people coming together to make something like this happen.
It sure does.
It could just be somebody's backyard, and we'd never see it.
Mm-hmm. There's one of those little inhabitants. You can see the holes there that the different woodpeckers and different birds have made into these cactus and made them their homes. Again, the bees were out. And they do have artwork intermixed with the plants. There was an exhibit going on, and you'll see a lot of these large gold-colored metal sculptures throughout the park. And that's an artist that has done those that are throughout the park right now. And those rotate out and other ones come in as time goes along.
The real artwork, though, is the nature.
Absolutely. Now these trails are all relatively short, quarter mile, third of a mile.
The loops.
and you can do as many of them as you want. We spent the greater share of the day there, and we did, I think, cover everything. These little guys, these were round-tailed ground squirrels.
They're so cute. And they're not afraid of us.
Oh, not at all.
Here, take my picture.
This area had some of their oldest plants in it. The cactuses in that area went back into the 1930s. These that were growing along the sidewalk, they grow really, really long. And this also is a historic area that goes back into the 1930s. Now this Sonoran Desert Trail is the only one that's marked that it does have an elevation change to it. And they warn you if you're pushing strollers or if you've got a wheelchair that it can be a little strenuous. We had Maggie in the stroller. It was just a mild grade as far as I was concerned, but that's the only trail that they warn you about. Everything else is flat and easy.
And she's pretty light.
Yes.
It's amazing. All of the different shapes are what create the interest of all these different cactus.
Now here again, we're talking about the mountain ranges out in the distance. You can see Camelback Mountain there in front of us. And it's really neat how those features outside the park blend with the park.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of these saguaro cactuses. There you can see some more of the metal artwork that was on display. When we went, it was dog days, and the dogs' days run up until Mother's Day, and there's Saturday mornings until 11 o'clock. You can bring your dog in with you.
So we did.
Mm-hmm. What you're seeing there is a crested saguaro, and it's actually an infection, I guess. The cactus is damaged, and it's a bacteria that causes them to grow like that, and they're pretty rare.
Yeah.
Butterflies were out also.
I had heard that they had all flown south.
Yeah.
But there were still a lot of them.
Yeah, there had been some cool nights in the Phoenix area this winter, and they had said that the butterflies had migrated south into Mexico, but there was still quite a few.
Yep.
Another one of our little friends. Little oasis there in the desert.
That did surprise me. It had cattails growing in it.
Mm-hmm. These are some of my favorite. The little quail. And they can fly, but they would rather just run really fast.
Yeah.
They're,
and make little noises.
They're the little thing on their head, their coloration, they're just a beautiful little bird.
Give some character.
That's right. And they can really move right along. Now this loop comes back and comes back along the other side of this crusted saguaro.
That was the only big one, but we did see another one that was kind of short.
Yeah, there's a little cactus garden that we'll go through here just before we leave. And there were a couple, the short cactuses that had crusted also.
There you go.
Yep, moving right along. And again, more of the artwork mixed right in with the nature. This was like a little dry wash, and they had an area there where you could go up and stand there to look over it.
And yes, they're blooming. They said they have blooms all year round. Something is blooming.
And one thing about these desert flowers, when they bloom, they're vibrant.
Oh, yes.
You can see them from a long way away. When I think of the desert foliage, I think of the cactuses that are actually kind of harsh looking with the needles and everything.
Yeah.
But there's some very soft looking plants that are desert dwellers.
Those are so cool looking.
Yeah, and that was a waterfall back there at that metal wall, so it gave you some nice sound as you walked through there. This was just an area of some of the smaller cactus, and there's just so many different varieties. Those were flowering.
Such a delight.
Yeah. There's one of the small ones that are crusted. Well, Cathy, this was our last day in Phoenix for the season, and what did you think about our pick for the last day we were here?
This has been beautiful. It really is stunning. They've done a beautiful job.
This will make it even harder to be leaving the desert area. We really, really have enjoyed our time here. Hope you've enjoyed our day here at the Desert Botanical Gardens, and if you've enjoyed the video, leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, watch for the dot up here at the end of the video. If you tap that, ring the notification bell, you'll know when every one of our videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.